today's video, I want to talk about procrastination. When it comes to hold on. When it comes to procrastination, I struggle with it a lot, right? Procrastination is the voluntary, unnecessary delay of an intended task. Procrastination is like you're supposed to do a task, but you're putting it off, and I feel like it's something I struggle with. Maybe a lot of us in my life. I'll procrastinate and wait until I feel like doing something. I'll just be scrolling on my phone and then wait until I get like a burst or impulse of energy, motivation to do things like, homework, studying, cleaning, working out, tedious task in general that I might view as, daunting. And I'll think about it. I'll know that it's a priority in my head, but I'll just put it off and not do it because it just takes more energy than I could put into to actually get into it. This video, it's kind of something that I wanted to do. I definitely wanted to do this video. I want to keep posting consistently. Anyways, I am, I am passionate about talking about these things because I feel like just journaling about it and speaking on it is something that'll help me to overcome it, as well as to have a reference as to how bad I struggle with it and the steps I took to overcome it. I feel like a part of procrastination is like an imbalance of dopamine. I feel like that's the main thing, where because I'm getting so much dopamine from scrolling, the important priority tasks are easier to put off for two reasons. The first of which being that there's no immediate reward or result to show for it. Like, let's say you just do your homework. Like, you're not going to get a grade immediately. You're not going to see your GPA improve a bunch. Let's say you just clean. It might be cleaner, but unless you were struggling from the dirtiness of that particular space, then you're not going to have no, like, super dramatic changes, results in your quality of life. And the second one is the ratio of effort to dopamine the activity takes. Like, let's say you're scrolling, right? I'm gonna just use scrolling the whole video. Let's say you're scrolling, as most of us do. You're just swiping your thumb, getting dopamine. But let's say, you do a workout. You gotta actually use your physical body. You gotta use your whole, like, more muscles than just scrolling, And the level of dopamine might be a little lower that you get from working out. It takes more energy, You're breathing harder, you're exerting your muscles. So the ratio of scrolling to working out is, something that might hinder you from working out because of the amount of dopamine that you get back, right? It's not comparable to scrolling. Flip over. I want to talk about how to overcome procrastination, which I have not fully done myself because I was supposed to study today and I've not gotten to that. But I want to say that to overcome this, there's different methods that definitely work, but they don't all work with the same amount of success. The first thing is to just say to yourself that the perfect time will never come, that speaking it into existence, tell yourself the task that you have to do out loud. That'll put into your mind that you have to do the task. I'll tell myself what it is that I have to do, and then I'll tell myself that all I have to do is just start, This is because starting is easy on my brain and body. And my brain and body is more willing to start something if I believe that it's easy. And I'll also realize that the task wasn't so bad to begin with if I just start. Like, when I start, all of a sudden I realized that, it was never so daunting. It was never so tedious as I thought it out to be. Um, to keep productivity going is something that we'll get to, but a step-by-step plan is another thing to ease into the task that you want to do. Let's say you're going for a run, you could start by hydrating yourself. You can move on to stretching, and then after you stretch, you could start walking, and then you get to running. You could like ease into that task by taking it slow, You could take out your cleaning supplies, clean one thing at a time so you don't overwhelm yourself, To keep productivity going, I have something that I like to think of to keep productivity going. What works for me would be a change of pace and activity. Let's say I'm doing one activity for 30 minutes, right? I'll start to get tired by minute 25, let's say. And then after that, to make it a habit to do that task, I'll limit myself as to how long I'll do it, right? So that I don't overdo it one day and then not do it the second day, thinking that I don't have to do it because I overdid it yesterday, right? And then, or the prior day, I will change the activity, right? Like, I won't just do it, take a break, do it, take a break, do it. I'll do it, take a break, do a different activity, take a break, do a different activity, maybe come back to the first one, take a break, go to the second one, right? Like, you'll still get in the activity that you're trying to do, but it'll be spread out over the course of a longer period of time. Let's say you have less time in your day. Maybe just take shorter breaks. Maybe you spend less time doing that activity. I feel like just being consistent is the more important thing to overcome procrastination, because you'll like rewire your brain in a way to know that it's not even something to procrastinate on. Like, you'll have no reason to procrastinate because you don't even think it's that big of a task, right? Procrastination, I've dealt with it for years, to be honest. It's just that imbalance of dopamine that kind of starts it. Kind of laziness, Working on that is another thing. You could always work on that